Why broadcast of presidential election petition tribunal judgment a trick? Charlie Boy says. Yeah, everybody is asking the same question. When the proceedings were going on, you refused to air it on TV and on radio even after promising to do so. And now the proceedings are over, you've written your judgment and everything is ready to go. You are now coming to pass the judgment on Wednesday, and you are telling the whole world that any television or radio house that want to broadcast this live is free to do so. Why broadcasting a judgment when you did not allow free broadcasting of the proceedings? There is something hypocritical around it there, because no explanation has ever been given to the public on why it is like that. Okay, now Charlie Boy has reacted to this move by the Court of Appeal, Federal Court of Appeal, and then the tribunal as well, saying that anybody that wants to air it is free to do so. So we don't understand. And that is why Charlie Boy is saying that this is a trick. In fact, it's a film trick. That is it. Entertainer and activist Charlie Boy has said the move to make a live broadcast of the judgment to be delivered by the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, PEPT, could be a trick. Okay. On Monday, announcement rent the air that the judgment to be delivered on the case brought by former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and former Anambra State Governor Peter Obi against the victory achieved by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the February 25 polls will be delivered on Wednesday. It was also announced that the judgment proceedings will be televised live. However, in a post on his X account, Charlie Boy believes the broadcast is a trick to prevent Nigerians from storming the court premises on Wednesday. Okay. Yeah, because instead of going to the court to listen to the judgment, people can actually go to stay in their houses and use TV to watch it. Because the more they gather, especially at viewing centers and at the court, the more there is the tendency for riot or protest to start. He said the PEPT may not air the live broadcast of the final judgment on the 6th of September 2023. The former announcement could be a trick to preventing Nigerians from coming to the court on that day. We therefore encourage all the Abuja residents and other well-meaning Nigerians to show up in court in their large numbers. Kindly disregard the promising of live broadcast by the tribunal. It might not be possible. That is it. For weeks now, there have been campaigns tagged All Eyes on the Judiciary by some opposition elements aimed at preventing the judiciary from issuing an undesirable verdict. Those behind the campaigns, which came in the form of billboards and social media hashtags, have also vowed to storm the court premises to put pressure on the judges against issuing judgment that might not favor their candidate. Meanwhile, as the verdict day approaches, the Department of State Services, DSS, has issued an alert warning parents to urge their children to stay away from people mobilized for protest. The secret police said it had uncovered plans to stage violent protests across the country, adding that politicians were behind the plot. Can you imagine? Concise news will be available to provide updates on the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal PEPT judgment and matters that will arise after it is delivered. So exactly. So what Charlie Boy is trying to say here is that the court saying that they will televise it and people should watch it from home is actually a trick, or could be a trick. They want to make sure that they decongest the court using that. They want to make sure that they discourage a lot of people from coming to the court while passing that judgment. Okay, because if everybody gather at the court, the tendency for the atmosphere to be charged and then leading to riot or any form of protest will be very, very high. That even if he has promised that people can watch it live, or that it can be aired live, okay, it is possible they don't, but they just want to use it as a trick to have people sit at home and not come out. That is it. But that again could be the worst, because if people stay at home and they eventually don't watch it and they didn't go to court, it means that they can also stage a different kind of protest that might be difficult to manage. So there are a few comments coming from a few individuals here. Someone is saying, why broadcasting the judgment when they refused to broadcast when the case was going on? Presidential election tribunal by the 5 judges was a scam. Someone said presidential election tribunal by the 5 judges was a scam. Okay. And another person saying it's a scam. But if your candidate gets a favorable judgment, the judiciary becomes the hero of the democracy. Of course, presidential election tribunal by 5 judges was a scam. How was it a scam? Let them finish first. Something is amiss. Same judiciary who frowned at live broadcast at the early stage of the ongoing case is now asking to air it live during a judgment. Okay, that again is somehow. And that is saying when corruption cases are caught, okay, how many of you who visited the court to say no to corruption in court? Can you imagine? Charlie boy, you are a disgrace to the entire generation. Do you think the judgment will favor your videos? In fact, your time is up. So somebody is insulting Charlie boy again here for saying that televising that judgment looks more like a scam, looks more like something that is not going to happen. Why telling Nigerians to to stay back and watch it? Someone say, and who would it favor? The crook and the drug dealers? Yeah, so if you are trying to tell Charlie boy that the judgment will not favor Peter Obi and the obedience, then who are you expecting to favor? Tinubu, Abi? You're on your own. Abi? You are far, far, far on your own. I don't expect fairness, corrupt system, and that is it. And me too, I don't expect fairness in that judgment. It's not going to be fair. Someone say, now we know who we vote for, not IPOP terrorists. You voted for Agbadoism now. That is the person you voted for. That is it. Okay? Charlie boy, you have been preaching violence for too long. Go and storm the court. Your days should be numbered. Can you imagine? We're saying this. It's May. Okay? So that is what is coming from Charlie boy, saying that televising that judgment might be a scam, or telling Nigeria that it will be televised might also be a scam. Okay, it doesn't look real. Does not look real. All right, so thank you for listening, and let's have a comment.